Yes.
Good afternoon, one and all who are associated with me right now. So once again, welcome to all of you in the today's session of Science for Class 9 by Vibhuti Bhushan Pandey, myself, from KV number 1, Delhi Cant, working as PhD Physics. So, hope you have enjoyed the last live session with me, and if you have seen me on the recorded version, then also I will have enjoyed that. So, once again, welcome to all of you, and hopefully we will enjoy this journey again for the next 50 to 55 minutes. So, let's begin with the recap what we have studied in the last session. So, the most important thing that we discussed in the last session, that was the type of two physical quantities, that are what? Scalar and vector physical quantities. So, scalar quantities are those which need only magnitude, and vectors are those which require magnitude as well as direction. So, now this scalar and vector quantities divided the whole physical quantity into two sections. Either the quantity will be scalar or it will be vector. So there are so many examples of vector quantities as well as scalar quantity. You can recall some of the physical quantities. I am giving you 2 minutes. Okay, so have you recalled something? Yes, in scalar quantity you can recall as distance, which needs only magnitude, no direction at all. Then the vector we have studied about what? Called displacement. So basically, in the last class we have discussed only distance and this displacement, in which distance is a part of scalar physical quantity, whereas displacement is the vector physical quantity. And the most important thing that we studied in the last session was the difference between scalar and vector quantity. Sorry, difference between this distance and displacement. Once I would like to recall that also, the difference between distance and displacement. It is very, very important, because in the coming time you will again need all these concepts. So once again I will recall this distance and displacement differences. Very fast quick recap. This is your distance and this is your displacement. In the distance we studied, it is the total length of the path covered by a moving body in a given time, right? So it is the total length of the path. Whereas in the displacement we studied, it is the shortest distance. It is the shortest distance between initial and final position in a given time interval. If you have started at suppose at 9 o'clock, then after 9:15 at an interval of 15 minutes, what is your final position? So that we have to consider the initial and final position. Then the shortest distance between initial and final position is termed as displacement, and it is a vector quantity which is having direction always from initial position to final position. Direction is always from initial to final position. This you have to always keep in your mind. The direction of displacement is from initial position to the final position, and it is the shortest distance. Okay, then this distance is a scalar quantity. If you are taking the first point, this is your second point, this is scalar quantity, this is your vector quantity. Then this can never be zero, can never be zero for a moving body. For a moving body, the distance can never be zero, but this can be zero or even negative. Displacement can be zero or even negative, right? Then the most important thing that we discussed is distance by displacement. Distance upon displacement. This distance by displacement is always what? Greater than equal to 1. Greater than equal to 1. And its opposite, here we can write displacement upon distance is always less than equal to 1. What does it mean? It means the distance and displacement, in the extreme case they can be equal, but this displacement can never be greater than the distance covered by the body. So displacement is always smaller than the distance covered in a given time interval. Clear? For a given time interval, always we are talking about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever the interval you are taking. So that interval you have to consider, and then in that time interval, this ratio displacement upon distance is always less than equal to 1. So displacement is always smaller than distance. This reciprocal, you can say distance is always greater than displacement. Always. So I think you have tried some numericals based on this also, as we have discussed 1 or 2 numericals in the last session. But now we will move ahead. So before moving to the next topic, according to your NCERT, you will find their uniform motion. But before moving to that topic, I would like to discuss one more important, a very important topic, which is directly not given in the NCERT, but it is used everywhere. It is used everywhere. That is called what? System of unit. The very important thing, because in the previous classes like 6, 7, 8, you have studied about the need of standard unit. If you have studied about the cubit, then palm, then a bar, the different kinds of unit, right? या आप किसी चीज़ को मेजर करना चाहते हैं तो आप अपने हाथ से ऐसे करके 1, 2, 3, 4 या इस तरह से 1 पाम 2 पाम इस तरह से आप क्यूब लेकर के आप यूज़ करते हैं. तो in this way earlier people were using, but then the need of a standard measurement was developed, and that gives different systems of unit. Unit which can be used worldwide, which can be used without effect of external sources like temperature, pressure, whatever the quantity is. So this should not affect our systems of unit. So that is known as a standard system of unit. So first of all, what we are using here, I am not going in that much detail. What are the fundamental quantity, desired quantity, I am not going to go in detail of that. Just I am giving you the names of these systems of unit. First is what we are using, MKS system. Second, we are using CGS system. And third one is FPS. So MKS system, FPS system and CGS system. Yes, this is your meter, kilogram, second. What do you call it? Meter, kilogram, and time is again second. Here it is centimeter, gram, and time is again second. This is for foot, pound, and second. So almost this system of unit is used very rarely these days. Actually this is simply used in British system, but nowadays we are using only these two systems of unit. Their conversions are very simple. Directly you can convert MKS to CGS only in the powers of 10. That's why we are using only MKS and CGS system. In the MKS unit, what we have taken? Meter for length. For length. Where we are using the length, distance we have to use in MKS system as unit meter. For mass, we are using kilogram. And for time, we are using what? For second. This is for time. One interesting fact I would like to share with you. If you suppose if anybody asks कि अगर आप किसी शॉपकीपर के पास या मान लो आप किसी सब्जी वाले के पास जाते हो और आपको ये कहा गया है कि आप जाकर 1 किलो आलू लेकर आओ, और रास्ते में आपको एक फ्रेंड मिल जाता है और वो कहता है मुझे 1 किलो चीनी लेकर के आना है, 1 किलो चीनी और 1 किलो आलू। जब आप जाते हो आपके पास कोई बैग नहीं है, तो क्या अगर आपके पास कोई बैग नहीं है तो क्या आप 1 किलो आलू और 1 किलो चीनी, दोस्त आपका बोलता है मैं तो 1 किलो चीनी अपनी जेब में रख के ले आऊंगा, क्या आप 1 किलो आलू अपने 2-4 जो भी आपके पॉकेट्स हैं क्या उनमें भर के ला सकते हो? You can say yes, 1 किलो आलू मैं ला सकता हूँ, but it is impossible. It is impossible कि आप 1 किलो आलू जेब में रख के ले आओ। 1 किलो आलू का मतलब मैं इतना बड़ा शेप दिखा रहा हूँ, इतना ये भी कम है। 1 किलो आलू इतने बड़े बोरे में आए। So what mistake is there? I am always using 1 kilo. किलो के साथ हमने कोई यूनिट नहीं लगाई है, हमने 1 किलोग्राम नहीं बोला, हमने क्या बोला? 1 किलो आलू। एंड किलो इज नॉट यूनिट, इस बात का ध्यान रखना। किलो इज नॉट यूनिट। किलो का मतलब होता है 1 किलो मीन्स 10 to the power 3, मतलब 1000। आप सब आजकल कंप्यूटर के युग के बच्चे हो ना, 1 KB बोलते हैं ना, 1 किलोबाइट, 1 KB डाटा, 1 MB डाटा। वो 1 KB में K क्या है? K इज किलो, 1 kg किलोग्राम। तो किलो के साथ आप यूनिट चेंज करते हो, किलोमीटर। तो किलो इज नॉट द यूनिट, किलो इज ओनली a multiplying factor. That means what? Kilo means 1000, right? So if you have to bring 1 kilo potato, means you have to bring 1000 pieces of potato. 1000 आलू आपको लेकर आना है, तो आप कौन सी जेब में 1000 आलू रखोगे? Yes, possible है। But 1 किलो sugar, just 1000 grains of sugar, that can be kept in the pocket only. It is difficult to count, but if anybody gives you 1 kilo sugar, you can put it in your pocket and you can come back easily. Because 1000 grains of sugar is not that much enough, isn't it? Yes. Okay. So that's to make you aware of this word kilo. Now coming to the topic. So this is your 1 kilogram, and here it is simply a gram. A gram is the unit in CGS for mass and distance centimeter and time second. Where so this we will use in the coming time whenever it will be required. एक और चीज जो अक्सर यूज होता है वो मैं आपको बताता हूँ, that is called SI unit. SI unit. What is the meaning of this SI unit? In English, it is International System of Unit. The unit which is used at international level, that is known as SI unit. But actually, it is a French word that is called Système de International. तो Système de International को इंग्लिश में आप बोलते हो, that is called International System of Unit. But it is written as only SI unit. तो दिस MKS सिस्टम इज एक्सटेंडेड, इस MKS सिस्टम को ही कुछ और चीजें इसमें ऐड कर दी जाती हैं जो आप हायर क्लासेस में पढ़ोगे। इस MKS सिस्टम को ही इंटरनेशनली एक्सटेंड करके अडॉप्ट कर दिया गया एंड दैट इज टर्म्ड एज SI यूनिट, राइट? तो SI यूनिट में हमेशा आप लेंथ के लिए मीटर, मास के लिए केजी और टाइम के लिए सेकंड यूज करोगे। जहां कहीं भी आपको इंटरनेशनल सिस्टम की बात होगी तो मास के लिए मीटर, लेंथ के लिए मीटर, मास के लिए केजी और टाइम के लिए सेकंड यूज करेंगे। आई थिंक दिस इज मोर देन एनफ दैट वी विल नीड इन द कमिंग टाइम। सो शुड आई प्रोसीड नाउ? यस। Now coming to the topic which is given in the NCERT as uniform motion. Okay, uniform motion. Have you heard the word uniform? Very common word. School uniform, right? So what is the meaning of uniform? School uniform, तो यूनिफॉर्म का मतलब कपड़ा नहीं है, ड्रेस नहीं है आपका। यूनिफॉर्म ड्रेस में आप स्कूल आते हैं, दैट इज योर स्कूल यूनिफॉर्म ड्रेस, बट यूनिफॉर्म डजंट मीन ड्रेस। द वर्ड यूनिफॉर्म हैज different meaning, because if you are coming without uniform, what does it mean? Right? So uniform doesn't mean dress, right? So think over it. Never use uniform means dress. This word uniform is actually, हिंदी में अगर आप इसे कहते हैं तो in Hindi it is called एक समान, एक जैसा, right? यूनिफॉर्म वे में सब एक जैसे होते हैं, एक समान, right? So here we are talking about uniform motion. Means if a body is in motion, then how can we say that it is in uniform motion? Right? तो हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था कि हम लोग को मोशन के लिए क्या चाहिए? मोशन के लिए हमें चाहिए डिस्टेंस और टाइम, कि अगर बॉडी अपनी पोजीशन चेंज करती है टाइम के साथ, देन व्हाट विल बी द डिस्टेंस अपॉन टाइम, और दिस इज डिस्टेंस इज चेंजिंग विद टाइम लाइक दिस, राइट? सो सपोज इफ वी आर टेकिंग the two bodies A and B, right? Suppose we are taking like this. Here we are taking the time, and this is the position which is changing for body. The body एक जगह पे आप राम और श्याम किसी बच्चे का नाम ले लो, चलो जो आपके फ्रेंड्स हो उस बच्चे का नाम लिख लो, right? Suppose the person is Ram and other is Shyam. Right? We are taken for just example. Suppose they start their motion at a given time, suppose 9 a.m. Both are at position 0, 0. जैसे आप नंबर लाइन लेते हो तो ऐसे आप 0, 0 पे मान लो, दोनों एक पे खड़े हैं, राम और श्याम दोनों एक ही लाइन पे एक जगह पे खड़े हैं, right? Then we observe them at an interval of suppose 5 minutes. Then suppose Ram reaches to the position 10 and Sam is only at 5. Right? On number 9 just you can show. This is your 5, this is your 10. Right? 15, 20, 25, 30 like this. You can show like it. So suppose it is at 10 but it is only at 5. Then at 9, 10, it is at 20, it reaches to suppose 15. Then at 9, 15, it is at 30 and it also reaches to suppose 30. At 9, 20, it is at 40 and it goes to 50 like this. Right? Like this, their position are changing. 30, then 35, 40, 45, and then 50. Right? So now, just tell you, we have taken time, just an interval of 5 minutes. Time interval of what? 5 minutes only. Only 5 minutes. Gap is there. Only for 5 minutes. Here also 5 minutes. Here also 5 minutes. Time interval is uniform. Always we are saying at an interval of 5 minutes. But what about this gap? Naturally, this gap is uniform and that is of only 10. If you are taking it is in suppose meter, if you have taken 10 meter, then this is also 10 meter, this gap is also 10 meter, this is also 10 meter, this one is also 10 meter. So all this at an interval of 5 minutes, all these displacements or their change in position is equal, that is of 10 meter. But what about Shyam? This gap is 5, this gap is 10, this gap is 15, and here it becomes 20. So again this gap is not constant. This gap is increasing, right? Not necessarily it should increase, it may decrease also. You can take it in place of 30 to 40 if you are taking, then this may decrease also. Not necessarily it should always increase or whatever. But it should not be what? Uniform. 5, 10, 15, then again 10 or whatever it is. But the gap is not equal. Then we say what? Here the particle is covering equal distances in equal interval of time. In case of राम, अगर आप थोड़ी देर देखो, तो अगर आप इसे देखते हो, तो राम is covering equal distances in equal time interval, right? But here Shyam is not covering equal distances in equal time interval, right? So you can plot graph also. You know how to plot the graph? Yes, Manju Yadav. Can you try? Yes. Lalita, Sweta, those who are present can respond. I am just watching your responses. So if you can see, you can plot the graph also. Okay, just try that. I am just taking the graph. The graph is plotted between position and time. Take this one as position and this one as time. So position you can take at an interval of this 0, this is 10, 20, 30, 40 like this. Here you can take time interval 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 like this. Okay? So in the first 5, this 5 minute, time is in minute. So in the first 5 minutes, body moves to 10 meter. In the next 10 minutes, 20. You know how to plot the graph? You have studied in math little bit. So now at 15, it reaches to 30. Now at 9:20, it reaches to 40. Like this. Okay. So if you join all these points, what do you find? If you join all these points, this will give you a straight line. This will give you a straight line. It shows what? That this motion is uniform, in which position time graph is a straight line. So we define this uniform motion as if a body covers equal distances in equal interval of time, then the motion is said to be uniform motion. Right? If a body covers equal distances in equal interval of time, then the motion is called uniform motion. And for uniform motion, this position time graph is a straight line. Clear? Now we are plotting the graph for non-uniform motion. Now we are taking what? Non-uniform. So now I am plotting the graph for this non-uniform motion. So what we have taken here? In the first, it is in the 5 minute, just 5. So in the 5 minute, 5. You can take between 0 and 10. You can take 5 in the middle here. Then at 9, 10, it is at 15. So at this, it is at 15. Then at 9:15, it is at 30. Then at 9:20, it is at 40. So what we find here, if you join all these points, it goes like this. Right? So this is not a straight line, it goes like this. Right? So this is not a straight line. So non-uniform motion, this non-uniform motion can be defined as if a body covers unequal distances, unequal 5, 10, 15, 10. If a body covers unequal distances in equal interval of time, then the motion is said to be non-uniform motion. And position time graph for non-uniform motion is a curve. What do you call it? Curve. Not a straight line, but it is a curve. Right? Not a straight line. So this is what we call uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Clear? Now we will move to the next, what we call it, speed. So that we all know very well. One thing which I would like to discuss here, you all have seen cars, bikes, you all have that. Have you ever noticed whenever you are sitting inside the car, you find there so many meters are there. One meter is always rotating continuously whenever you are riding the car. That digits are changing. When you are going for a certain distance, always that measure how much length you have covered, how much distance you have covered. So that meter is called what, you know, which is measuring the distance covered. What that meter is called? Yes, that meter is called odometer. What we call it? ODO, odometer. So odometer covers or measures the total length of the path covered by the moving vehicle. That is, simply you can say it measures what? Distance covered. Odometer measures the distance covered by the vehicle. And other is speedometer, that is known very well. Speedometer, it never moves at a constant rate, it always fluctuates. As soon as you accelerate, it goes high. As you shall stop, put the brake, put the pedal brake on, then it again decreases. So it is very fastly, it is quickly changing. So that is giving you the changing speed. Changing speed, how fast your car is moving at that particular instant, because it is changing very fastly. So it is giving you the value of your car's vehicle's speed at that particular instant at which you are just watching that speedometer. जिस समय आप स्पीडोमीटर को देख रहे हो, उस पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट पे उस स्पीड, उस गाड़ी की स्पीड क्या है, दैट इज गिवन बाय स्पीडोमीटर. राइट, उस पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट की बात कर रहे हैं. तो इसके लिए एक नया टर्म आप आने वाले समय में थोड़ा सा बताऊंगा मैं आपको. बट एट यू कैन से दिस स्पीडोमीटर इज मेजरिंग व्हाट? speed of the vehicle, right? So basically speedometer and odometer, और भी आजकल तो व्हीकल्स में बहुत तरह की नई नई चीज़ें लगी होती हैं जिसमें आपको फ्यूल भी पता चल जाता है, आपको टेम्परेचर का भी पता चलता है, व्हील्स की स्पीड, रोटेशन स्पीड भी दी होती है, आरपीएम के टर्म्स में दी होती है. तो so many details are there, but basically these two are important for you. Good. Khushbu, very good. So now we will move to the term speed, right? What we call speed. Naturally, if suppose there are two persons, again take it as Ram and Shyam, then you have seen in that table, if you have noted it down, then you have seen Ram is going at an interval of 10, yes, we have taken up, so 10, 20, 30, 40 like this, at an interval of every 5 minutes. Means 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 and 20. Then for this we have taken 5, 15, I think I have it. I don't have any record for that, but I think it is 5, 15, then somewhat it is 35, 40 like this, or 30, 40, whatever. Right? 5, 15, then 30, then 40 like this. So, if you will see, in the first 5 minutes, Ram moves from this O to A, which is 10 meter, but it moves 0 to 5 only. So naturally, this distance covered is larger than this. It means Ram moves faster than Shyam. In the next interval, after this, Ram is here, but Shyam is here. Still you can say that Ram is moving faster, but now its speed is increasing. The first 1 second it was only 5, then in the next it is increased by 10, right? So it means if we want to know the speed of a body, there you need two things: how much distance it is covering and what is the time taken. So to define the speed, we need two quantities. One is called the distance and other is called time. Then we define this speed as what? Distance covered by a body in unit time. That unit may be second, that may be minute, that may be hour. So in unit time, what is the distance covered by the body? Right? So speed is defined as the distance covered by a body in unit time. Clear? So we say this speed is equal to distance upon time. This is the formula for speed that we have studied in early classes also. Speed equal to distance upon time. So if you will find the SI unit of this speed, very good. For distance, we are using what? Yes. SI means MKS. SI means MKS system. So for MKS, distance is measured in meter and time is measured in second. So its unit is meter per second. But practically, in vehicles we are using what? There we are using kilometer per hour. Kilometer per hour, because that meter is very small distance. Vehicles has to go very large. So there it is converted into kilometer and time is converted into hour. So we must know how to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second and meter per second into kilometer per hour. So right now what we have taken is speed. The speed is distance upon time, and it is its SI unit or MTS unit is meter per second. Meter per second only. SI unit is meter per second. This is the standard unit. This is not the standard unit. Kilometer per hour is not the standard unit. This we have not to use preferably, right? The SI unit is only meter per second. So whenever it is given in kilometer per hour, you have better to convert it into SI unit, that is meter per second. And there we have not considered the direction. Only we have taken what? Distance covered by the body in given time, in coordinate time. So that's why distance upon time. So it is not taking direction into account. We are not taking direction, right? So it is simply what? Scalar quantity. We are not taking direction, only taking magnitude. So it is a scalar quantity, because we have not taken direction into account. Clear? That's it. So very similar to this, a fact is there which is called velocity. Parallel speed and velocity. So there we have to consider, in place of distance, we have to consider what? Displacement. So how much body is displaced. If we are talking about velocity, then we consider the displacement of a particle in unit time. So displacement is always the shortest distance, you can recall, and it is always directed from initial to final position. So when we are talking about velocity, this velocity is displacement upon time taken. Clear? So if a body moves in a particular direction, then speed becomes displacement, right? Because speed is not in a particular direction, but speed, if speed is taken with direction, it becomes velocity. And velocity is related to displacement upon time. So this displacement upon time will have the same unit, meter per second, in SI system, or in CGS system it will take. In CGS system, distance is what? Centimeter, and time is second. In CGS system, its unit is centimeter per second. And this is displacement upon time, having the same unit, meter per second or centimeter per second, or practically we are using kilometer per hour also. But this velocity is what? Displacement upon time, where displacement is depending on direction also. So this velocity is a vector quantity, right? Displacement is a vector quantity, therefore velocity is also a vector quantity. And you know, displacement can be zero for a moving body, right? So when we will talk about velocity, it will be a different situation, right? So there we use actually a different term, that is called average. If we are saying that velocity is zero for a moving body, then we actually consider for a given time interval the average value, right? So now we will move to that topic, that is called average speed and average velocity, right? Before that, we will first convert this kilometer per hour into meter per second. How to convert this kilometer per hour to meter per second? What we have to do? 1 kilometer per hour is equal to how much? Meter per second. We have to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. You know the conversion factor. You know the conversion factor? This is what? 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is 1000 meter. And 1 hour, if you convert it into second, that is what? 1 hour is 60 minutes. And if you convert minute into second, then it is 60 into 60. So, on solving this gives you what? 1 kilometer per hour is equal to 1 kilometer is 1000 meter, then 1 hour is 60 into 60 second. So if you solve it, this gives you 10 upon 6 into 6 meter per second, or this gives you 2 5 by 10, 2 3 are 6, so this gives you 5 by 18 meter per second. So always use this factor, 5 by 18. 1 kilometer per hour is 5 by 18 meter per second. Here, whenever you have to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, just multiply by this factor, 5 by 18 meter per second. Even inverse is also true. Means if you have to convert suppose 1 meter per second into kilometer per hour, that also you can do in a similar fashion. But in this case, what will happen? 1 meter. Then 1 meter is 1 upon 1000 kilometer. And 1 second is 1 upon 60 into 60 hour. 1 meter is 1 upon 1000 kilometer, and this is your 1 second is 1 by 60 into 60 hour. So this goes like 1000 into 60 into 60 by 1, right? So this gives you again the same factor, 2 3 are 6, 2 5 are 10. So this gives you 60 are 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. Just inverse of it means you have to multiply it by 18 upon 5. So whenever you have to convert meter per second into kilometer per hour, you have to use this relation, and if you have to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, you have to use this relation. Just try something. Okay, suppose the body moves from A to B in 2 hours, and this distance is given as 30 km. What is the speed in meter per second? You have to find its speed in meter per second. Then what do you have? Formula for speed is distance upon time. Distance covered is 30 km. Time taken is 2 hours. So this gives you what? 2, that is 15 km per hour. Clear? So this 15 km per hour, but we have to find speed in what? Meter per second. So convert this kilometer per hour into meter per second. You can do it. Use this relation. So 15 into 5 by 18. 3 6 is 18. 3 5 is 15. You can solve it. Okay, good. That's it. Very good reply. So it is 15 into 5. You can say this is your 6, 3 6 and 2 5, that is 25 by 6 meter per second. Or you can convert it into decimal also. That will give you somewhat 4 point. What? So then 1. Then it is 6.1 something, right? Meter per second, something like this. So today we have discussed about the facts which is very related to your daily life also, speed, velocity, right? Then the systems of unit that we are using, right? So in this way we have discussed so many things that are very useful in our daily life also, because day-to-day life also we have to convert this kilometer per hour into meter per second. If our car is moving at 60 km per hour, 90 km per hour, then it means meter per second what is the speed? You know the fastest thing in the world? What is the maximum speed? That we know? Yes. The speed of light. The speed of light is the maximum speed, that is known as what? 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Or you can say 3 lakh kilometer per second. If you say in the kilometer, it is 3 lakh kilometer per second. The fastest thing on the universe is your speed of light. Okay, so in this way we can solve the numerical problem based on speed, velocity, then you can convert time, this kilometer per hour into meter per second. So we studied about these facts, different systems of unit, then how can we compare the uniform speed and non-uniform speed, then the graph for uniform speed that we got as a straight line, and the graph for non-uniform speed that may have any shape, any curve, so that is for non-uniform speed. Then we studied about the formula for speed as the distance upon time, then formula for velocity as displacement upon time. Speed is your scalar quantity, velocity is a vector quantity, right? And then we studied about the conversion factor for kilometer per hour into meter per second as 5 by 18, whereas the conversion factor for meter per second to kilometer per hour is 18 upon 5. Right? So my dear, this is all about your today's session. Hope you have enjoyed, you have learned something which is useful in your daily life also. So stay at home, enjoy your lunch break now. So have your lunch and enjoy with your family. We will meet soon again tomorrow. Thank you very much.